Because of their history, because of their location.
Hate the Muslims, Muslims hate the Christians, and the Christians hate the liberals. And the liberals love Bernie Sanders.
As they should. Huh? What? No. It's an enzyme.
So I went and saw Bernie Sanders speak, and the entire time I was there, I felt like if you were in New York City and you were playing a show, in your set at some point in time you would say, New York City is the greatest city in America, in the world! And everybody there would cheer really loud.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was like. It was like him saying, New York City is the greatest city in the world, like over and over and over. And every time he finished a sentence, he stopped and everybody there cheered. Like, he might actually mean those things, but the person who wrote the stump speech didn't inspire me to anything except to make me suspicious of Bernie Sanders.
Give me an example.
Telling me that we need to reform the prison industrial complex is like telling New York City that it is the greatest city in the world. You know, you're going to get me to clap. Telling me that people who work 40-hour work week deserve to make a living wage is like telling people in New York City that New York City is the greatest city in the world. You're going to get me to clap. And, you know, and everything he said was some liberal talking point that, like, I'm a liberal and I agree with, and every time he said one of those things, I clapped. And by the end of the thing, it was like, man, are we clapping again? Make a point.
You're not upset with Bernie Sanders, you're upset with the audience that kept clapping at everything he said.
Yeah, and there was this one guy. There's always that one guy at every social function. There's that one guy in the crowd, and he's like, feel the burn, feel the burn, feel the burn. And no one's chanting with him, feel the burn, feel the burn. And no one's chanting with him, feel the, yeah, woo. And then like every now and again during the speech, he'd be like, feel the burn, burn, Bernie. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're making us all look bad. And I like Bernie Sanders, and again, every time he said something, I clapped because New York City is the greatest city in the fucking world.
And you felt like Bernie Sanders was pandering.
Yeah.
But Bernie Sanders has been on that shit. He has always been straightforward, pragmatic, left-leaning. He's a socialist. He's definitely a socialist. He'll tell you, I'm a democratic socialist. And so all those things that Bernie Sanders is talking about, things he's been talking about for years.
I think I'm just feeling burned from the last guy, man. I've been burned before.
Which last guy?
The Obama.
How do you feel burned from Obama?
Why is Guantanamo Bay still open? It's terrible. Everything's the worst, man. Fucking.
I mean, can Obama do that by himself? Isn't there an act of Congress or something?
Didn't he get up in front of the country and say that he was going to close down Guantanamo Bay and that it was a great injustice that it existed, and he certainly has had 8 fucking years to do it? No, you know when we left Iraq? We left Iraq on the day that we would have left Iraq if George W. Bush had been elected for a 3rd term.
I can't necessarily say that, Jacob. You can't say that because if the other guy was stayed in office, it probably would have been more surges, more deaths, more destruction, more troops over there. Because don't get it twisted, we still have a ton of troops over there. It was like 50,000 troops in Afghanistan.
We surged. Obama surged.
Obama surged, but he also pulled out.
But we still have 50,000 troops over there. That's like Catholic pulling out, where you pulled out, but you're still going to have a bunch of kids. Abstinence is the best policy, frankly, if you don't want to have war babies.
Well, you know, nothing is perfect.
No. So, you know, I mean, when Bernie gets up and he says that, you know, we're going to fix the prison industrial complex and we're going to get a living wage passed and we're going to do all these great things that I totally support and am a big fan of, I think to myself, you know, Guantanamo Bay is still open.